Okay, then environment by default is okay. The ground plate, well, we have several. Grass, I think, is maybe the best for that model. Okay. Materials, I want to apply here yellow gold. Okay, later we will change. Somebody is asking how to get more materials. We have a point in our presentation to talk about that. Okay. Then now we select these two stones and gems, and we select diamond. Okay. And let me select now the stones, and here we will use andradite. Okay. And to compare, let me copy the frog here. Okay, and here we apply metal white gold. Okay, then we will see. Okay, we go to render. In this case, 800, but we can select other preset. Okay, for example, 1600. Okay. Other interesting thing is the ground plate is infinite. Okay, we don't need to fix the ground plate exactly in the center. Okay, we don't need to do that. Okay. Then we come to render. Here we have a lot of stones. Then the rendering time will be about 1 minute, something like that. I'm doing the rendering using my laptop. Okay, obviously if you have a desktop computer, it will be faster. Okay, you can see here 4 squares. Okay, these squares are 1 for each processor. Okay. While it's calculating, let me talk about reflections. Okay. This is a tip. By default, all the metals reflect the ground plate. Okay, and in the case of the frog, we will see that the frog in some parts is green. Okay, for that reason, we can disable the reflection. Okay, you can see the result here is white. Okay, and here it's not reflecting the white of the ground plate. Okay, then how we can do that? Okay, you can see here, this point is reflecting the grass because the white gold is like a mirror. Okay. Okay, then let me show you how we can disable the reflections. Okay, we disable the reflections by material. Okay, it means I can define the white gold without reflections and the yellow gold with reflections. Okay, how we can do that? In rendering, we can select here, set current render Brazil. Okay, and now we will see more options here. Okay, today we will see the first one. Okay, open material editor. Okay, then we click here and show a window. In this window, you can see all the materials that you use it. Okay, for example, here we have the yellow gold, the white gold, okay, the grass, okay. Then let me show you. I select the yellow gold, and here in ground parameters, we have the option to exclude. Okay, we click here, and we have a list of all the objects, and we must check all. Check all. Okay, I don't want any reflection in yellow gold. Okay. Also, if we want, we can click here and select some objects that we don't want to reflect. Okay, great. Then we select white gold, and we do exactly the same. White gold, check all. Okay, and we close this window. We come to render and render. Any doubt about that? Okay, it's starting to calculate because we have a lot of stones. Okay, and usually the stones spend more time. As more stones, more time. And obviously, as more resolution, more time. Okay. But Brazil is really fast. Okay, I think it's not a big problem because if you increase the resolution, you increase seconds. Okay. Okay. Somebody is asking about to see two objects, one with reflections, another without reflections. Here I have a picture. Okay, the default is with reflections and no reflections. Okay. Basically, you can see here. Okay, and also inside because the same ring is reflecting inside. Okay. Great. We have the frog. We click to save. 03. Okay. Other questions is how we can create a white ground plate. Okay. Now we will see 4 different white ground plates. Okay. We will create the white ground plate with shadows. Okay. Here we see the shadows. Other is the white ground plate with reflections. The next one will be white ground plate with gradient reflection. Okay, see the difference? Here is reflecting all. Here is with a gradient. Okay, and the last one is no shadows, no reflection, just white. Okay, I repeat, shadow, reflection, gradient reflection, and no shadow, no reflection. Okay, then let me delete one frog to work faster. Okay, and let me show you one detail. Okay, here in materials, okay, we have gems, glass, metal, pearls, okay, but we can add our own materials here. Okay, we will see, but the first thing that we need to do is add a family. For example, double click, I want to add white ground plate. Okay, and now we have this folder here. Okay, then let me create the first white ground plate with shadow. Okay, we come to material editor and we create a new material. To do that, we click create new and ask about what type of material you want to create. We will use an Brazil advanced material. Okay, all these steps I will write in my RhinoGold.com. Okay, don't worry about if you lose one step because I will write after the webinar. Okay, double click advanced. Okay, then now we have some parameters here. Obviously, we don't have time to talk about all the parameters that we have, but to create a white ground plate with shadow, we click in diffuse. Okay, we select white color. Okay, and in diffuse mode, we type 1.5. Okay. Then now we have this material and we can drag and drop to the ground plate. Okay. And then now we come to render and we click on render. Okay, white with shadows. Great, it's 42 seconds. I think it's not too much. We click here, save 04. Okay. Then this material, I can save this material, clicking here, save to file. Okay. And we have a folder. Okay, let me save in the desktop, but later I will show you how we can copy. This is white with shadows. Okay, then now we'll create white with reflections. Okay, to do that, we create a new file, new material, and in this case, we will select Brazil Chrome material. I repeat, I will write all these steps in my RhinoGold. Okay. Great. Then the second step is check environment. And we select white color. Okay. We can drag and drop this material and click to render. Voila. Here's the result. 05, reflection. Okay? Any doubt? Remember, you have the chat area that you can ask to Xavi. Okay? Great. We open the material editor and we create a new one. Okay? Or maybe we can duplicate this one. We duplicate, and now we want a gradient. Okay? And to do a gradient, we click on reflection decay control. Okay? And we define the distance. In this case, let me define 8. Okay? And the color white. Okay? We drag this one. We don't need to close, but will be easy. Okay? Can you see the difference? Yeah? Okay, then let me open again the material editor. This is the shadows. Okay, I will save that with the name white with reflection. This one will save as white with gradient reflection. And we will duplicate this again, duplicate, and in this case, we will modify the M value to 0. Okay, the value 8 is the distance of the reflection. Okay? Okay, it's the fade value. In this case, we will select 0. Okay. And now we apply again and we render. And now we don't have shadows, we don't have reflections. Okay? 0.5. Great. Let me show you now how we can create a material using a texture. Okay, in this case, I have here a texture. Okay, remember that you can go to Google, okay, and search textures. Okay, you will find thousands. Okay. Okay. Then you can get this texture and use it to create a new material. Okay. To do that, we come again to material editor. We create a new material, and in this case, we will use a basic material. Click OK. And here we have some parameters that we can modify, the color, the transparency. We have a lot. Okay. Basically, one interesting thing is texture. We can click here in texture and click on bitmap texture. We select this texture. Great. and remember to enable this texture. Okay, then now this material, we can apply it and render. Okay, then we click on save. 0607, okay. Then I can get this file and save it. Okay, I don't want to talk about some technical things, but I can add bump, for example, if we want, because somebody is asking about that. We can come here, and in materials you can find the texture and the bump, okay. And it's exactly the same. We click on bump, we select the image, and we enable here, okay. And then the result is more realistic. Okay, I don't want to spend more time talking about bump, okay, because we are 15 minutes out of time. Okay, but now in theory it's more realistic. Okay. Well, let me cancel to don't wait some seconds. Okay, and then now we select that, we save it. My material. Okay, then how we can add these materials to Render Studio? Let me show you one thing. Is here we have more options about batch rendering and a lot of things that we can click here in materials. Okay, this folder is inside the user folder of RhinoGold. Okay, and here we have all the materials. Then we can, oh, I have here a folder, call it white ground plate, yes, because before I created the family. Then I can come to the desktop and select this one, this one, this one. Copy, okay, copy, and paste here. Okay. Also, I can come here and say custom materials and come to the desktop and paste it. Okay. In theory, let me enter. Okay, now it's refreshing. Okay, we have all the folders. We have the white ground plate, okay, with all the materials, and we can drag it. Okay, well, we can drag it in any object. Okay, just I'm showing the ground plate, but you can drag to the frog. Okay, and also here in custom materials, we have this material that we can apply. Okay, it's really, really easy. Okay. Then one question is where we can find more materials. Okay, well, one of the, I think the first place you must to go is to myrhinogold.com and write in the forum and ask and say, okay, I need this material. Okay, and we will do for you. Okay, this is one option. Okay, The second option is go to the Brazil website, okay, and there you can find more materials, okay. Let me show you. The web is brazil.mcneil.com, brazil.mcneil.com, okay. You can log in using your my RhinoGold user, okay. And now we come to materials, and here we have a lot, okay. Okay. Then imagine you want this material. You click on the icon, okay. And here you have the material. You can click and save this material, and now copy this material to the material folder, custom material, copy. Okay, then the next time that you enter here, you will find this material, and you can apply this material here. And also, let me apply to the frog. Okay, beautiful, right? And render. Yeah, maybe was not too much good idea to apply the stone material to the frog. Xavi told me it's not too much beautiful. Okay, Xavi, then let me apply other metal. This one, metals. Yeah, white gold. Okay, let me select other one because always I'm using the same. The green gold. Okay, we'll select this, green gold. Okay, and I come to materials and I disable the reflections. Okay, and render. Okay, then I recommend you spend some time in this website because you will find all the materials are free. Okay, then you can press Ctrl to open in a new window. Okay, then for example I want to get this one. Okay, right button, save as. This beautiful tool. Right button, save as. It's in English, okay, but my Firefox is in Spanish. Okay. Okay, here is the same. We come to materials, come to the desktop, we select these two materials, custom materials, we copy here. Okay, custom materials. Okay, styleless here. Okay, let me select all. Okay, let me apply a white ground plate with shadows. Okay, somebody asked about it. And as you can see, Brazil is. Let me cancel the render to don't. Tell me the voice is not. Now it's okay, Charlie? No? Now it's okay. Okay. No, the problem is obviously we need the render as fast as possible, and Brazil is getting all the resources of the computer. Okay, for that reason, sometimes is okay. Then, okay, I need to add the materials from Render Studio. No, you can come here, for example, and drag this folder here in favorites. Okay, then the next time you open any folder, okay, and you can drag the materials. Okay, okay. Great. RhinoGold Animation Studio. Okay, this is one step more. Okay, we have a render. Let me create a simple model to be faster. Okay. Open this one. Okay, we come to Render Studio. Ground plate. Yeah, this one is okay. Materials, I will apply to all of them yellow gold. Metals, yellow gold. Okay. We come to material editor. We select this one. Reflections, exclude all. Okay. And now, as you can see, we have the render. Okay. And now we want to create a video. Okay. You can see a lot of samples in my RhinoGold. Okay. Then the idea is we apply the materials. Okay. We see, okay, this is okay for me. Then we come to animation, animation studio. And appears this new window. Okay. The idea is very simple. We can apply automatic get the camera position. Okay. Then we can preview. Okay, it's the easier way to create a video. We click automatic and we have a rotation. Okay. Parameters. The video duration. Okay, we want 10 seconds of video. Okay. We want a video for email, web, or DVD. Okay, why that? Because email has about 5 frames, I think, yeah, 5 frames per second. In web is 15 and DVD is 25. If you want more or less, you can define in custom. Okay, then we select web. Then in this case, we have 10 seconds, 15 frames per second, 150. And by default, create the video in the same folder of the 3DM file, okay? We come here, and other interesting thing is we can click to use the default rendering plugin, okay? It means get your rendering plugin to create the video. In this case, we use the Brazil, okay? But if you have Flamingo, or if you have V-Ray, you can do it, or Maxwell. We can save the pictures if we want, okay? And we click on render, and we have the animation, okay? Let me show you other thing, because this is very simple. It's just rotate. I don't know if you can see currently how it's rotating, but let me create something different, okay? For example, let me create a curve, okay? It's very simple sample, okay? We create a curve, and now we disable automatic, and we select the path. I want will be this, okay? And we need to select the target, okay? Where we want the camera look at, okay? Then we can select a curve, we can select a point, or we can select an object, or several objects. For example, we will select these objects. Great. Then now we can click here to this slider, okay, to see the result. Okay, we can preview. Okay. If you don't want, for example, in this point, this is okay, or maybe here is too much near, no problem. We come and we drag this curve, zoom selection, and we show the control points. We can move this control point up, okay, and now we select again this curve. Great. Ooh. Okay. If you want more or less, it's simple. It's just to play a little bit about the camera. Okay. Then we select again. Oops. We select these objects and this curve. Okay. Okay, great. Then simple. Now we have use the default rendering plugin, keep pictures, okay, and show result, okay. Obviously, if you disable the option use the default rendering, is getting the real-time rendering materials, then is really fast, okay. It's a second per frame, okay. In 30 seconds we have a video, okay. But I recommend use the default rendering plugin because the quality will be better, okay. Great. Then now we want to create the video. We preview. Okay, it's okay. I like it. I stop now. And now I say, okay, create animation. And now it's creating the first render. Now move the camera a little bit and create the next step, okay. Well, obviously we cannot wait to do all because we have, well, it's 10 seconds. It's about 1,500 seconds to do that. Okay. Sorry about that, but my brain, okay, it's not working too much. Okay, 60. It's about 25 minutes. Okay. Obviously, if you define, instead of web, you define email, is 3 times less. Okay. But you can leave the computer, calculate, and that's it. Okay. Great. Let me show you the last detail. Okay, just I cancel it. Oops. Okay, then let me show you other thing. Is now it's just watching the center of these objects. Okay, but I can define. I want to follow other line. Okay. For example, I want this path curve. Okay, and I want this target curve. And now it's starting. Okay, whoop. You see the difference? Then let me drag down, select this curve. Okay. Whoop. Do you understand what I mean? If you select the object, now the result is different. Now the camera is watching always this object. Okay? Really nice tools, and I think the best thing is really easy. Okay, Animation Studio. And the last thing for today is how to learn. Xavi will talk about that. We have a lot of ways to learn RhinoGold. Xavi, can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. Hello everybody. As always, to finish the webinar, just remind you all the documents and videos we have online. Everything is for free, so you just have to go to the website and download or see the videos in streaming for free. This is the help file. This is included in the RhinoGold. Inside RhinoGold, you have all the tools described. The training guide is on my RhinoGold.com and on RhinoGold.com. There are more than 140 pages, including the most generic tools to the most advanced ones. You can print it and have it physically. Actually, on the training guide there are more than 80 exercises, so it could be great to have it. It's a good way to learn. Also, the videos, we have more than 100 videos, as the same as the training guide, from the introductory tools to the most advanced ones.
I was checking, I think last week, we have about 460 videos in the YouTube channel. Okay. Then we need to grade this presentation, I think.
I think people should stop working to see just the videos. But yeah, check the YouTube videos, and on my RhinoGold videos and on RhinoGold videos you can find everything in there. Of course, you can download them and import to your iPod or iPhone device. Finally, from the beginning of the webinar until now, we are always talking about myrhinogold.com. Why? Because this is the meeting point for the RhinoGold users. What does it mean? That if a Brazilian user needs something, maybe a Japanese user will answer him. Okay, here you can post everything, you can ask anything you need. We are always writing and giving the latest news of RhinoGold. There are the video, there are all the videos, there are the gallery, there are the events, there are everything. This is the meeting point of RhinoGold. I highly recommend you to check it, maybe every day, maybe 5 times a week, but every day there is something new in there. And the good point is that for free. I mean, you don't have to do anything strange. Just type myrhinogold.com and sign up, just typing the email, and here you are. And really, just go there. Let me talk just very quick about the next webinars.
Yeah, it was interesting to talk about that. Okay. What do you propose? Because
well, today we have finished the first 4 webinars, the first introductory webinars. So now our idea is that you decide the next webinar. The user decides the next webinar. So if some of you have any ideas for future webinars, we are in the chat section, sorry, and just give us your ideas, and maybe or probably we will do some webinars as your needs.
yeah, also if because the most typical thing is now I don't remember what can be interesting, but maybe in 1 hour I have this idea. I can go to my RhinoGold and write there, okay? And our idea is to do all the webinars that you want, okay? We are here to help you to learn, and I think we have the knowledge, okay? And okay, we have, okay.
Okay, now in 30 seconds we got more than 10 ideas.
Okay, great. Okay, we have time to do it, okay? Then we take notes about all of them, okay? And we can open a discussion about that in my RhinoGold.
Yes.
Okay?
Then we will be here 10, 15, 20 minutes more answering the last questions, and thank you so much for being here as always, and keep designing with RhinoGold.
Okay, I always say the same in each webinar that tomorrow we'll be here too, okay? And all the week and all the days. If you have any doubt, we want to hear you, okay? Please call us, write us, go to my RhinoGold, okay? You don't need to be a RhinoGold user. If you are evaluating the product and say, okay, I don't know how we can do that, okay, call us, okay? Write us, and it will be a pleasure to help you. Okay, thank you very much for your time, and take care.
Take care.